It's called QAnon, a fringe conspiracy theory that some political analysts have likened to an online religion, now making its way to the ballot box. Joining us now, NBC News correspondent Morgan Radford. And Morgan, this seems like it's kind of spreading in ways that you wouldn't expect.
It's spreading and is growing, Mika, because if you've never heard of QAnon, you're actually not alone. Because at one level, it's a wide-ranging, radical conspiracy theory about an evil group of deep state operators and child predators, all secretly at war with President Trump. The theory started less than a year after President Trump was elected. But as we've learned in our reporting, this is actually becoming a political movement, not just online, but also on the campaign trail.
You can find them among the thousands at the president's rallies.
Do you think there are a lot of other QAnon supporters here at this rally?
Incredible amount. We just walked by. Yeah.
Wearing homemade T-shirts and holding handwritten signs. They're supporters of a radical online conspiracy theory known as QAnon.
What does QAnon stand for? What do you all believe?
I believe that somebody who's trying to awaken the public to what's really going on in the world.
For believers, Q is an anonymous government official who posts classified information about a covert battle between the president and a malicious ring of celebrities, political elites, and the so-called deep state.
Do you believe there's a ring of high-profile politicians who are kidnapping and sacrificing children?
I do believe that.
I think Hillary Clinton has actually been arrested at one point.
I do.
And you believe we just don't know about it? Why?
Because you guys don't want us to know.
It's a wide-ranging conspiracy theory that's moved from voters to a growing number of political candidates.
I hope I can get your vote.
Republican candidate Matthew Lusk is running for Congress in Florida's 5th District.
So I like to put a Q on the back of my sign.
Among the dozens of issues listed on his campaign website is QAnon.
I think there are pedophile rings in the government bureaucracy.
Sorry, can you just, I couldn't hear the last part.
Yeah, I think there are pedophile rings in the federal bureaucracy in D.C. I think there are pedophile rings there.
And he's not alone. Although it's unclear how much of it they believe, at least 4 candidates running in primaries for Congress have promoted messages affiliated with QAnon, either through campaign Twitter accounts or in person.
So to just ask you plainly, do you believe in QAnon?
I believe there is someone out there putting information on the internet.
Here in California's 36th district, congressional primary candidate Aaron Cruz has a banner displayed at the local Republican Party headquarters.
People have described QAnon as a conspiracy theory. Do you believe that?
You know, a conspiracy theory only sounds crazy until it's proven.
Do you think that a candidate who wants to win in 2020 can afford to dismiss QAnon believers?
I would say no, you shouldn't be dismissing individuals like QAnon supporters or believers.
But FBI experts have warned of the theory, saying it might motivate people to take criminal or even violent action. In July, a 24-year-old man was charged in the shooting death of a reputed mob boss. His attorneys argued he was motivated by QAnon. Written on his hand in the courtroom were QAnon symbols. But for many supporters,
Where we go one, we go all.
Q is simply a means to the truth.
Mainstream media. That's where the BS, if you will, comes into play.
So you think Q is real, but the mainstream media is fake?
For the most part, yes, absolutely.
Part of a message that's won before.
So we reached out to the RNC and the National Republican Congressional Committee on this, since all of these are Republican candidates. The NRCC tells us the organization does not get involved in primaries. And we should also say the president himself has amplified QAnon Twitter accounts many times. Although he's never explicitly acknowledged the conspiracy theory, he has retweeted profiles with the QAnon logo and QAnon messaging in their bios. He's also met and taken an Oval Office photo with a prominent QAnon booster and radio host. So we reached out to the White House for comment, and we have not received a response, Mika.
And Morgan, how did these candidates respond when you approached them about their relationship to this conspiracy theory?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. We contacted each of the campaigns named in the story. You saw the 2 who did speak with us on camera. One other one declined to be interviewed or provide a statement. But Danielle Stella in Minnesota, her campaign did provide a statement. In an email, they said, "I find it appalling that NBC would work so feverishly to defend child and sex traffickers, their funders, and their enablers." So I think it's interesting here. She didn't ever actually explicitly disavow that conspiracy theory, Mika.
NBC's Morgan Radford, thank you very much for that report. And still ahead, the latest polling from several key battleground states and new reporting on whether Michael Bloomberg is serious about entering the race. Plus, we'll dig into why former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is still going out of her way to prove her loyalty to Donald Trump. Morning Joe is back in 90 seconds.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.